Hey y'all, this is Melanie with Educating Campbell's. There's something on my lens there. This is our last homeschool Q&A Friday, and I have a few questions to answer for you. So I'm going to get to that here in just a minute. I did want to give you my whole spiel about how I do have an ebook telling you how to get started homeschooling, and tells you how to do it in 8 steps. It's got, that goes off every time, one of my alarms. It's got the steps that you need to take to get started homeschooling. It's got a couple of forms in there that you'll need. It's got a checklist. It's basically all the information that you'll need to get started here. You know, above and beyond that, of course, I'm available to answer questions. You can contact me through my website, which is educatingcampbells.com, and I will be happy to help you through any issue. Now, today the questions I'm going to answer are, will anyone come to my home to watch me homeschool? Do you feel like homeschooling is difficult? And how do you do it all? Okay, well, I'm going to answer those one at a time. And the first one I'm going to answer is, will anyone come to my home to watch me homeschool? No. Nobody should be coming to your home to watch your homeschool. If somebody questions your abilities to homeschool or questions that you are actually homeschooling your child, then you'll be contacted, and sometimes you can be contacted by DCS about that. That is why I enjoy having a homeschool umbrella school. They're kind of like a buffer. They get my records every year. If I was questioned further about that, then I could provide samples of work that I keep. I just keep those for myself. I keep our records. If you keep good record systems, you know, and keep it all in the same place, easily accessible, then, you know, you shouldn't have any problems at all. And if anybody ever questions you, you will have the information right there on hand to give to them. You just need to make sure your ducks are in a row. That's, you know, cover your own rear end and make sure your ducks are in a row. Next question. Do you feel like homeschooling is difficult? No, I really don't. At times it can get chaotic. It can get a little bit crazy. Matter of fact, you may hear some screaming going on before too long, because I've got 2 boys in the house and they'll probably be roughhousing and acting silly, but I know they're okay. You know, they're here. But, you know, it can get a little chaotic sometimes. It can get a little crazy because it gets a little busy sometimes. But life is like that too. So as long as you can handle life doing that, you can handle homeschool. It's not that big of a deal. You kind of have to learn to roll with it a little bit. I've had to learn this along my way. I like things to go a certain way. If they don't go a certain way, sometimes it throws me off kilter. Like really bad. So I've got to, you know, sometimes I have to reset. If it starts getting too far out of hand, I have to stop and I have to go and I have to reset, because a frazzled homeschool mom is not in control of the environment. And if you've got a lot of kids and mom's frazzled, then you've got kids running everywhere, and you kind of have to keep order and maintain order. Otherwise you end up with mass chaos and nobody is listening at all. So, you know, sometimes it's good to take a walk to reset, take the kids with you, have a dance party. We've done that before. Everybody just stop and do something fun, play a game, work on some art, something like that. You know, we like chalk pastels. The kids will play with those sometimes. So, you know, just do something different, do something out of the ordinary. Jump around and make animal noises for a little while. Something that would be totally out of the ordinary for what you would normally do. And a lot of times that will get your kids' attention. That will give you a reset if things aren't going the way that you had hoped for the day. And, you know, and it gives you a fresh start. And then you just pick back up with your school where you left off. So, Let's see here. I've got a cat on the desk too. She's big and fat, and she's kind of mean, so I haven't run her off yet. Last question. How do you do it all? Well, first I'm going to tell you exactly what I do. I homeschool 5 kids. I have a baby on the way. This year, the range that I will be homeschooling is pre-K through 8th grade. I've got 1 preschooler. I'll have 1 newborn after August. I'll have a preschooler. I'll have 2 first graders, and I'll have a 5th grader and an 8th grader. So I do that. I run a service-based business from home, where I have to take telephone calls and set appointments and things like that. I run an online business from home, which is mainly done online and through email. I'm also the founder of a community outreach program that provides baby necessities for those in need. I was sitting on a steering committee for a crisis pregnancy center in our area that we were trying to get started. I have since had to step down from that to take some time for my family with school starting and having a new baby. But, somebody asked me, how do you do it all? Well, in full disclosure, in an effort to maintain and give you full disclosure, I don't do it all. And when I don't do it all at one time anyway. My husband helps out. My husband also, he bathes the kids at night. We have simple systems and routines that we follow. Again, the cat's on my book here. We have simple systems and routines, and I also have some boundaries. Those are important whenever you are a very busy mom. You have to have boundaries for your own mental health. So, I'm going to give you an example. Typical homeschool morning would be, I wake up in the morning. I wake up earlier than the kids do. I usually get up with my husband whenever he gets ready for work. I get my coffee first thing. Get my coffee. I work a couple of hours while the kids are still sleeping. And then I get up and get myself ready for the day while the kids start their chores and start getting their day ready. Then we all sit down and have breakfast together. We do the cleanup from breakfast. My older kids will then start school. And then I will let the youngers watch TV or play a learning game or something like that while I return phone calls. People have usually by that time left me messages for the service-based business, and I'll go ahead and return those phone calls. Those phone calls can take anywhere from about 15 to 30 minutes, depending on how long or how many calls I have on the machine. So that's whenever I do that. After those calls are done, I do some school with the younger kids. We'll sit down, and they've got some little workbooks that they like to work in and things like that. So we do those for a little while, but not for very long, because you can't hold their attention for very long. I do not answer telephone calls while I'm doing school with the little kids. I do not answer telephone calls while I'm doing math with my boys. If they need help, that machine has to get it, because that's my boundary. Whenever we are in the middle of a lesson, unless somebody is having an emergency, I do not stop, because I feel like interruptions whenever you're doing something important like that, it sets you back, and I'm afraid that they just don't get it. So I want to keep going until the lesson is done and see how much they know, rather than having an interruption in the middle of the lesson. So that's what we do that. So we keep doing those. When the machine gets those, I get those calls later. That's facts of the matter. I just answer them later. Then I Can't read my own writing. Yeah. And I will return those calls, but I return them hopefully before nap time. I try to get to those before nap time. I don't want our customers to have to wait. I don't want my customers to have to wait too long before they get a return call. So sometimes, it is during nap time, but, I try to do my best with that. And I try to make sure the kids are occupied whenever I go do that. Okay. Now, before lunch, we have a cleanup time. The kids have played with toys. They've made a little bit of a mess, so we tidy up. Then we have lunch, and we do our cleanup from our lunch. And after that, we work our way on getting the youngers to lay down and have a nap time or a rest time. The first graders this year will probably just have a rest time. Maybe sit down, and take a break for about 45 minutes. One of my twins still likes to nap. And if she does not get her nap, she turns into a little monster. So I like for her to have a nap, because if she doesn't get one, then by about 8 o'clock, she's miserable, and she's trying to make everybody else that way too. So we try to make sure that she gets a nap, or a rest. And then once everybody is rested, it's time for me to go back to work. So then I come to the computer and I sit here and I work. Now, I will have more blog posts on my blog, educatingcampbells.com, about the systems and routines that we use. But, again, I want to give you full disclosure. I'm going to show you something. Today's been kind of a busy day. Fridays are my doctor's appointments for little miss here that's protruding in the abdomen. And so that's kind of a day that I don't get to do as much in the house as I want to. Now, I'm not going to show you my whole house, but I'm going to show you a little bit. I'm going to show you here, okay? Because it's not all peaches and cream. There are days that I don't have it together. I don't do it all, and today is one of those days. I had other things going on this morning. I had to leave early, and I couldn't get it all done. There's days that you're not going to feel good, and you're not going to get it all done. And it's just going to happen. Something's going to happen. Something's going to come up. That's life. So you have to learn to roll with it. First thing I want to show you is, let's see, that right there. I sat down on this live and left that curtain open. That's my closet. That's my messy, messy closet. So, let's see. That's my window. All my stuff, my drawers out. I've got clothes. I've got stuff that's got to be delivered to other people. All that. There's my fat cat. There's my unmade bed with my purse on it. Let's see, I'm going to show you something else too. See that? That's laundry. There's books. There's baby stuff. There's more laundry over there. See how messy that is? Yeah. So, it's not like this all the time, but during busy times it is. And right now is a busy time for me. I'm trying to get ready to have a baby, and we've been pretty busy around here. We've remodeled a bathroom in the last month. I don't have it all together. Some days you're not going to have it all together. Some seasons you're not going to have it all together. I just got the children registered for homeschool yesterday, and then realized that I hadn't even turned in our grades for the first half of last year. Shocker. So I sat down and I got all my ducks in a row, and I entered all my information. I take it, just take it one day at a time. If you forget something, go back and fix it. It's just do it as quick as you notice that you've messed up. And that's about as best as you can do. Here in this season of our lives, I'm doing the best that I can do with what I've got to do with. So, and that's all you'll be able to do too. There's going to be times when, you've got laundry. At least it's clean. You know, the laundry in here, it's all clean. I just hadn't had time to fold it. So, you know, that's a job. That's a weekend job. And this weekend, I've got baby necessities to deliver. So, you know, there's other things and other commitments that I have, and you'll have those too. So you just have to roll with it. You have to take it as it comes. And you're going to be tired. There's times you're just going to be tired. You're just not going to feel like doing it. So make sure you're taking time to rest. Make sure you are getting in your alarm. Make sure you're getting in your the time for yourself, because you need that. And you know, as homeschool moms, if you try to do it all, and even if you aren't able to do it all, even though you're trying, you have to make time for yourself or you burn out. I'm pretty sure that's what happened our first year. Is I burned me out, I burned the kids out, and the very first year that we homeschooled, and I sent them right back to public school. And right after Christmas, I ended up having to pull one of my children out, let the others finish with public school, and then after that year, I decided they wouldn't go back. So, you know, and since then, I've learned a lot, and you'll learn a lot too. So just keep that in mind. I want to thank you if you have watched these Friday homeschool Q&As. I appreciate it very much so. I am very grateful to you for watching. I'm very grateful that, you know, and extremely grateful if, you know, you hear someone want to homeschool and you'd pass my name along to them, or Educating Campbell's along to them to help them get started. I'll be more than happy to answer questions on Facebook. I'm more than happy to answer questions through email if you go to my website. Again, the website address is educatingcampbells.com. If you're wanting to get started homeschooling, there's an ebook, however you want to call it. It is a guide with a checklist there to tell you how to get started, everything you need to know and things you need to do. You can find it at educatingcampbells.com in the sidebar on the right. I quit putting the link in my videos because I'm pretty sure Facebook was censoring them and not showing them to a lot of people. So, because it had that link in there, they want you to pay for that. So, anyway, you can go to my website, educatingcampbells.com, and you can find a little box on the right-hand side of the web page that says, or it will be at the bottom if you're on mobile, that says Begin Homeschooling in 8 Steps. So, that is my ebook. You can download that. It is free. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I appreciate your time. I appreciate the fact that you've watched me. And I hope you have a wonderful school year, regardless of if you homeschool or if you public school. I hope that you have a great year. I hope that God blesses you this year. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. Thanks. Bye-bye.